everyone, it's Crystal with VintageBoothPro.com. Today I want to talk to you about my sales in my vintage booth last week. So for the week of October 22nd through the 28th, my sales were terrible. And just overall in October, it has been really slow for me. And if you are a member of my group over on Facebook, and if you haven't joined our Facebook group already, please jump over to Facebook and join us. It's a free group. And a lot of us are just commenting on how slow October has been. And, you immediately think, is it the economy? We're supposedly headed into a recession. Interest rates are at an all-time high, and on like that. That's just what you assume. So it's so funny. I always say the numbers never lie. So I was trying to dig through a report on the economy, and I was reading a press release by the U.S. government. And so consumer spending has increased slightly. The inflation has cooled, but if you live in reality, like many of us do, we're spending more than ever on basic needs, such as groceries, gas, things like that. So having that disposable income to go shopping just really isn't there. It's really, really tough right now. And if you're a parent, you're preparing for Christmas, just so your kids can have a magical Christmas like always. But yeah, it's although things are improving here in the U.S., according to the U.S. Treasury report that I'm reading, this press release that they put out on October 26th. It's still not great. We're not seeing it in our bank accounts. If you are, that's awesome. I hope so. But for me and my family, it's still kind of a struggle bus time for us. So yes, October has been slow across the board for many of us in the vintage booth industry. Sometimes it's not the economy. People are spending money. They might just not be spending it in your booth. And so that's why I started the series about how to start an antique booth business. And I just wanted to completely start over with my booth. Just kind of take a look at how I've done so far, because I've only been doing this for a couple of years, and try to vastly improve it. So the last video that I put out is all about buyer personas. And if you wait till the end of the video, I'm going to share with you my booth and how I've changed it for those buyer personas. And now that I'm targeting those 3 specific people to come into my booth and shop, I think things are just going to get wildly better than they ever have been before. It's going to make marketing, any messaging that I have on social media, I am only focused on those 3 types of people that I want to come into my booth. And so hang on towards the end and I'll show you how I've updated my booth, and I'm still working on it. It's, you know how it is. It's a constant improvement. That's why we always have to be getting better and better and better. Staying focused on trends and always looking for the next best thing and sourcing even better. So I will show you what I sold last week. Thank goodness I sold one big piece of furniture, because everything else was $25 and under. It was just a super slow week. So you may think that I'm giving a lot of these items away, and really I kind of am, because they've been in my booth in the previous years, and even with this white background, that means that they've been on eBay. So these gnome measuring cups sold for $2. And here's another eBay reject that sold in my booth for $2. This one was on a mega sale. This was just something I personally had that I wanted to get rid of. These little tiny salt and pepper shakers, I sold those for $1. This cute little upcycled vase sold for $5. And I believe it's the candle holder that's right beside it sold for $3, but I could be wrong about that one. This little woven Christmas tree that comes in 2 parts is another one that's been hanging out for way too long, and it sold for $6. This is not the best picture, but I actually upcycled it in a previous video. This picnic basket sold for $12. And this beautiful frame, the gold frame that I just painted gold, sold for $12. And this little Santa, I looked him up on Google Lens. I found him for $1 at Goodwill. And there were several other listed, and they all said that he was from the 1950s, and he had a very loud squeak, and he sold for $15. And next up is this curio cabinet that, see there to the left, I didn't think that it really fit into the vibe, and I just didn't like, it was hard to get into. So I sold it to another vendor for $25. I'd actually gotten it for free. And this is the piece that saved my week, this beautiful mahogany 3-tier table. I think I found it in an estate sale for around $60. I originally marked it $300, I guess just because I'm crazy, but had it marked down to $150, and luckily it sold. So that helped my week end at around $233. Pretty slow for me. Hope you had a better week. Let me know in the comments below how your week last week was. And I'd love for you to kind of judge me on my updated booth. Drop me any updates or suggestions you think I should have. Just remember, I'm focused on 3 main buyer personas who are MCM Millie. She is a millennial. She loves all things boho and mid-century. I have Rustic Renee, who loves sort of the farmhouse vibe, kind of that shabby chic sort of element in her design. And last of all, our local Atlanta Alice, who loves all things Georgia and Atlanta in her local hometown. So let me know your thoughts. So thanks so much for watching, and please share how your week was last week. And if you like content like this and seeing items that have sold in my vintage booth, please continue to watch the playlist that I'm going to list here. And if you like seeing other people's booths and getting display ideas and seeing what other people have sold, head over to Facebook. We are a very open, encouraging, and educational community just called Vintage Booth Pro, and answer a couple questions and I will let you in. I'll see you over there. Bye.